What's going on, guys? Bungie just dropped a brand new trailer for the Witch Queen. Check it out here and we'll do a quick frame by frame after.
Guardian? Guardian, do you read me?
We're here, Ikora. What is this place?
We're in the domain of the god of cunning. Things are never what they seem. Be careful.
Tell me, O honored guest. Don't you want to escape? This throne world is indistinguishable from my own mind, Guardian. Every step taken, every bullet fired, I keep and count them all. It's not too late to turn around.
So the first shot of the trailer shows this pyramid ship, and it's already been confirmed that this is where the brand new raid is going to kick off. We don't know exactly what the enemy is going to be that we face, but all Bungie has mentioned is that there is going to be some ancient threat inside of this pyramid. So you can speculate down low in the comments what you think that's going to be. Personally, I think it might be Callus in his new entity possessed form, but we'll have to wait and see. Now going forward, we do see some guardians hanging out here in the swamp around what looks to be a portal, which in a moment we'll see teleports them somewhere else inside this throne world. We do see all these guardians rocking the brand new Witch Queen armor and some of those new throne world weapons. The Titan appears to be holding the brand new rocket launcher, which I don't believe we've seen in previous trailers, but I could be wrong on that. As we see them teleport into that portal, on the bottom right hand side you might notice that there appears to be what looks like a chest hanging on top of that ledge. So I mean, when Witch Queen comes out, if you can find this area, there's a free chest. It appears that the warlock is heading through a broken section of Savathun's throne world. Not sure what happened here or what broke this wall, but I'm pretty sure we're probably going to find out in the Witch Queen. There's definitely a lot of mysteries going on in this trailer and in the Witch Queen content as a whole, but the one theme running throughout all of these trailers and with Savathun in general is that we can't really trust what it is that she's showing us. And as she mentions it in the end of the trailer, she counts every bullet, every step. She's in control of everything in this throne world. So everything that we're seeing, she's in control of, or so we think. And this is one of those interesting shots that I saw throughout the trailer. What appears to be an eye of some sort, a doorway with an eye. Something appears to be looking at us. I'm not 100% sure on this, but if you look at the bottom left and right hand sides of this center image, it does appear to be some three-eyed figure of some sort. Now we do know that the Hive do have three eyes, so maybe this is some Hive entity. Maybe it's Savathun looking at us through this doorway, but there's nothing that we can say for certain. And in this moment we see a hunter transmatting into the brand new area, and the hunter is holding the new exotic SMG, and the name that we got for that exotic at the end of this trailer I believe is called the Osteostriga, and I saw somebody give a definition of it. I believe it has something to do with a parasitic plant or something like that. So I mean, we do know that there is some type of connection to the Dreaming City with Asphodelia flowers, which you could also consider a parasitic plant, but I'm not going to go too much into that in this trailer breakdown, so let's keep on going forward. I gotta say, I am a huge fan of this brand new Witch Queen armor. I really don't think Bungie missed on either of the sets for the Titan, Warlock, or the Hunter. And in previous trailers, I think we've seen different versions of this armor, so it might be an armor set that we may be able to upgrade, but I mean, we'll see. And as we move forward, we just get a nice view of what Savathun's throne world is looking like. It does seem to be a pretty large area, but I'm not sure how much of this is going to actually have internal explorable spaces, but it is a pretty dope area, and I'm sure there's a lot of hidden things here, hidden secrets and collectibles that we'll be able to explore and find out. And we'll definitely try to get some videos out on the channel with hidden collectibles and stuff. So in this shot we get a really good look at some of those new weapons. So yeah, you see the glaive on the back of the Titan, the Hunter Hunter looks to be holding the brand new fusion rifle. Titan, that could be a hand cannon, but it also does look like a sidearm with that shorter barrel. And the Warlock, I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that that's definitely a pulse rifle. So those are 3 different weapon types confirmed. And then we get a closer look at what the fusion rifle is going to look like. I do like the design of the brand new Throne World weapons. They are pretty sick. Probably some of my favorite next to the Deepstone Crypt weapons. Those were honestly some of my favorite. So this is pretty close to that. And then in this shot was a little bit creepy watching in real time. But we do get a look at this Thrall statue. And in this shot, it appears that the arm is not pointing anywhere, but if you watch it in real time, the arm kind of like moves. So we'll get to see it here in frame by frame, and it just points you in that direction. So it does look like some of these mysteries are going to be interactive. They did kind of play it as though it was a detective kind of mystery that we're solving with clues and things of that nature. So it'll be pretty cool to experience this in real time. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of jump scare videos with things like that. So can't wait. And then this is the money shot of the entire trailer. I actually posted this up on Twitter. This is a statue showing Oryx fighting against Akka, the worm god. So for those who played Destiny 1, Taken King, know a little bit about the lore, you've probably heard of that at some point. So yeah, we see Guardians here casting their supers directly in front of that statue. This is just a really cool shot. So hopefully, you know, I'm sure there's going to be some way of taking screenshots in this area. Hopefully, you know, to get a nice clean screenshot of this for your own, maybe for your phone screen or something. But this is dope. This is really dope. Not sure exactly if this is maybe a campaign mission with all these thralls rushing at the Guardians. I'm not sure what's going on here, but it does appear to be some type of activity, because I don't see why else there'd be a bunch of thralls just running at us in that one moment. But so yeah, they definitely mention it here to explore Savathun's Throne World, and that's one of the things that I always enjoy in more open world kind of games, is having a reason to explore the world. So if they can stuff enough secrets and collectibles into this, it's gonna be a pretty good time. And yeah, in this moment, we do flip through a couple of different locations. I'm gonna assume that all of these are inside of Savathun's Throne World, maybe different locations, but yeah, this definitely appears to be maybe somewhere more in the swamp areas of Savathun's Throne World, which in that case, it kind of gives off the impression that this is going to be a pretty big play space that we're getting. All right, so this is one of the images where I saw it first, and I just had to stare at it for a little while, because this definitely looks like a pyramid production factory of some sort, or maybe it's just a room with a tiny pyramid inside of it, because this is definitely not a regular size or normal looking pyramid. If you look at the shell of this pyramid, it definitely looks geometrically different from the rest of the pyramids that we've seen, especially with the patterns on the surface. Or maybe I just haven't seen enough pyramids up close, but to me it definitely looks a bit different from what we've seen previously. And with everything else going on in this room with the yellow and green bricks, I'm not 100% sure what's going on with that. We can't really see if there's anything inside of them, but yeah, this is definitely one of the more mysterious imagery within the entire trailer. Not really sure what's going on in here. I'm actually pretty interested to see which part she's lying about, because to this point I know she's the goddess of cunning, and she's definitely got me, but I'm not really picking out what her lies are, you know, like from what we've known since Forsaken about her wanting to get rid of her worm and kind of just, you know, remove herself from that control of her worm, having to feed her worm, free herself of that. That's been the only motivation that I've known of Savathun, so I'm not really sure what else she wants or what her end goals are. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to see what the whole point is behind her trying to take the light. Is it just to remove her worm, or is there some grander plan? So yeah, in this part, we definitely get to see a Titan doing some kind of casting. I saw a lot of people mentioning that the Titan is creating these platforms. I'm not sure if that's going to be an ability that we get. Maybe it's just some interactable space where we do summon it, but I don't think it's going to be some kind of dynamic ability where we can just create platforms. But it's still cool nonetheless that we get to do all of that little bit of animation to show the Titan doing that. That's pretty cool. And this is again that area with the lava it does look like it's a pretty big space. Again, that's one of the things about this whole trailer. All of these locations look pretty big, so it's got a lot of exploration potential. I'm definitely looking forward to that. And then there's this idea of taking back the light. So I mean, with that being said so many times throughout all of these trailers, my one thought is, are we going to actually take back the light from Savathun? Like at the end of this, are we gonna get to defeat Savathun? I don't think we're gonna beat her inside the Witch Queen campaign. I think we're gonna do some type of exploration of her character throughout year 5, but I just don't see us defeating Savathun at the end of this, because I feel like the darkness and the pyramid ships and all of that, I feel like that is more of the bigger threat, and Savathun is this character in between that. But I just can't truly see her as the end game villain, so I just don't see us actually defeating her in this interaction that we're gonna have. So I mean, if you know anything or any spoilers, do not post them down low in the comment section. Just hold those in, and we're all gonna get to see what happens once the Witch Queen comes out. So yeah, again, we get to start seeing all of these Hive Guardians wielding a light. We've got the Sentinel, what looks like an acolyte here, or it could be a knight. I could be wrong. The design of these Hive are definitely different from what we've seen. Later on, there's a solar one that has like a cloak. It looks badass, but it doesn't look distinctly like any Hive that we've seen. But yeah, this is probably a knight, could be an acolyte, I don't know. But yeah, we see it throw the shield, and then this is a pretty cool moment here where we see the Titan throw down its shield in defense. Now this looks to be another one of those Void 3.0 abilities. In a previous trailer we did get to see the Titan throw its shield, so here we see it in more of a defensive stance to block this damage coming in. So this is pretty dope, and this is showing some crazy depth to these character builds with these different playstyles. So I'm definitely looking forward to what 3.0 has in store for Void and all the rest of the subclasses with the Solar and the Arc. So yeah, it actually looks like in this moment, as the Titan is throwing down the shield, it brings up a rally barricade of some sort. Maybe it's just a rally barricade, maybe that's just a new animation. What do you guys think this is? Let me know down low in the comments. This is the part of the trailer where Savathun steps in the room and we see her doing some kind of mind control, or taking control of the Guardian's body, physically bringing it to its knees. I'm not exactly certain what's going on here, if Savathun has some ability to actually wield the light inside of our characters' bodies, but this ability that she's showing here to bring us to our knees is definitely something that we need to be looking into. There's definitely something going on here that we're not really taking a hard enough look at. But then again, it is her throne world, she is fully in control, but to this point we know that Guardians are paracausal beings, so we've been able to kind of run rampant and just stomp no matter what. No rules have applied to us, so it's kind of interesting to see in this moment that we are being brought to our knees in front of Savathun. I'll be interested to see if anybody else who's really into the lore has anything to share about this moment here, but I think this is a pretty big moment with our Guardian being brought to its knees seemingly by Savathun. We also see she has some doppelgangers on the left and right of her, showing some type of projection or duplication abilities that she has here. It'll be dope to see if she uses that in some kind of boss fight, but I don't know, man. It could be pretty scary seeing Savathun with copies running around, all wielding the light, throwing Nova Bombs and Golden Guns and Blade Barrages and Thunder Strikes. It's pretty terrifying when you think about it, but I'm looking forward to it. And I mean, going off of what we were just talking about before about how Savathun's bringing us to our knees, we do see that our Guardian's standing inside of some kind of rune. It does appear to be a Hive rune, but not one that we've seen before. Typically, these are green. In this instance, this one is blue, and we also do see some more Hive runes floating around Savathun. So she could be wielding some kind of new magic here that she's harnessed through the power of the light, mixed with some type of Hive magic. But all in all, it's still interesting to see that she's able to bring the Guardian to its knees. So this is some newfound power that she has that seems to be even surpassing that of the Guardians, which to this point have basically been the strongest entities in this entire Destiny universe to this point. And obviously that means, aside from the Traveler or the pyramid ships or any of those, you know, universal entities, just strictly talking about the beings that we've actually interacted with, like the other Hive gods and other enemies that we faced, the Guardians have definitely been the strongest of the bunch. So to see Savathun wielding this kind of power, it's pretty wild to see. So let's move forward here and see what else this trailer has. All right, so as Savathun flies away, we do see flashes of that eye again. I'm pretty sure that this is gonna come into play at some point. There's some kind of connection here with this eye, but can't put my finger on it. Somebody's watching us. Could just be Savathun's eye though. And we do see that it's just sitting over here in the courtyard, so it doesn't appear to be hidden, but it definitely seems to have some kind of importance to what's going on in this throne world. And in this moment of the trailer, as we overlook this view from our throne world, you can see a projection of Savathun over there in the distance, just kind of emphasizing again that this is her domain. She's in full control of what's happening here. But as I mentioned before, we've been in a throne world before where we defeated Oryx, we defeated Crota. We have beaten Hive entities in their throne worlds, but at this point in time, it does look like Savathun has the upper hand on us. So I don't think this is going to be an easy fight at all. And like I said, I don't think we're going to defeat Savathun within the Witch Queen campaign. You guys are free to disagree with me or share your own thoughts down below in the comments. So definitely make sure you do that. So this was another one of those interesting parts of the trailer where we see some kind of pyramid shaped vehicle or structure following the Guardians as they walk through this swamp area of Savathun's throne world. Not exactly sure what this is. I don't believe we've seen anything like this before, but it's definitely following us for some reason or the other. Don't see any living beings inside of this thing moving it or controlling it, so it looks to be sentient in some kind of way, and it doesn't seem to be a threat either because we don't seem to be bothered by it at all. So kind of curious what this thing is, but maybe it might end up being something like the ziggurat from Beyond Light, where we kind of looked at it in the trailer and was like, wow, what is this? And then it just turned out to be a platform that we use to teleport inside the pyramid ship on Europa. So could be something, could be nothing, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. We also in this moment get a nice look at the throne world SMG. I'm assuming that's what the Titan's holding here in the middle. And on the right side, I did want to point this out because to this point we've seen the throne world weapons kind of with this whitish or bluish shader tone to it. The hunter's holding a grayish black looking auto rifle, so I'm not sure if this is a different variant of a throne world weapon or if it's just a shader on a throne world weapon. It could simply be that, but typically, you know, Bungie does seem to show off these weapons in their natural state, not shadered to kind of confuse anything, but just wanted to point that out. And as the Guardians are walking forward, we do see this dead Hive Guardian here with its ghost looking like it's partially broken, and we do get a close-up here. Let me fast forward. Yeah, one of the horns on the ghost does seem to be broken. Kind of curious why the ghost hasn't revived this Hive Guardian yet. Not exactly sure if it can't because it's damaged, or you know, maybe there's something happening here at some point in the story. Not exactly sure, but we get another shot of some Hive worshiping something. I don't believe we get to see what it is, but typically when we see the Hive in this type of fashion, they are worshiping something. If you look in the top area of the screen in the background, it does appear to be Savathun's crown. Maybe they're worshiping Savathun in this area. And there's definitely something going on in this room. It's like a bluish glow, maybe something to do with the light happening in this room. Could be, but it's just speculation at this point. We'll say that if we look on the back of that Guardian on the left, that might look a bit more like a pulse rifle than what we're holding, so could be totally wrong. This could be the auto rifle, and what we see on the back of that character on the left could be a pulse rifle because that one appears to align more with something like the Messenger's body type. The Messenger's a pulse rifle from Trials for anybody who doesn't know, but yeah, it appears to be more in line with that kind of body type. So I think that might be the pulse on the left, and what our character is holding in our hands right now could be the auto rifle. And then obviously on the right, I'm gonna just say that that's a fusion rifle for sure. And obviously more importantly, as our Guardians are walking forward here, what we do see up ahead is a bunch of Scorn. So we can confirm that there are going to be Hive in this throne world. There will be Scorn, and this is inside the throne world, as we can see the architecture in the background. It's just a different area than we've seen before. So not exactly sure what the Scorn are doing here. But one thing that I will say, if we're really making a connection from what we got in Season of the Chosen with the Glycon and everything that we learned from there about Callus using the Scorn as kind of a vessel to speak to the darkness through, right? If we're using that and the understanding that you know, Callus has quite possibly been possessed by the entity, it could be quite possible that we might not just see Scorn here inside the throne world, but maybe we might see them inside the brand new raid too. I know they mentioned it is an ancient threat, but maybe the entity is controlling the Scorn at this point with everything that Callus did. And what we'll see are enemies being controlled directly by the entity rather than a completely new enemy race. Because in all honesty, I don't think that Bungie is going to want to introduce a brand new enemy race at this point, as they're trying to wrap up the Light and Darkness saga. But maybe they'll use this as a way to tease the entity going forward, and then we'll get an introduction to some type of new enemy race as we venture out somewhere different in the system going forward after the Light and Darkness saga. So something to think about. Could be possible, could not. Again, just speculation, just a theory. If there's lore to disprove me, again, feel free to comment down below. And we see here again, after the Titan made contact with the Scorn, we get another flash of what appears to be that eye. So I'm gonna just say it again, I'm gonna keep saying it. There's something going on with this eye, some type of importance. So definitely, if you get anything out this video, just keep that in mind as we're playing through the campaign. There's something going on with that eye as we keep coming back to it. We keep coming back into the throne world. So yeah, we get another look at the Hive Guardians. I'm not gonna lie, the solar one, which does appear to be an acolyte, is pretty dope. It's probably my favorite of the Hive Guardians, if I'm being a little biased here as a hunter main. Probably my favorite, the best looking one in my opinion. And then we get a look at the Void one, which does appear to be a knight. And lastly, in the middle, we get a look at the Arc one, which is a wizard. And sadly, the Thrall don't get any light abilities, so sad for them. Unfortunate. They're still just regular Thralls, but I mean, they're a little more fleshed out rather than the bony, more dead looking Thrall that we currently have. So I guess the light did something for them. And yeah, we got a shot of Savathun in the back looming over all three of them. So this looks to be maybe one of those scenes from the campaign. Could be early on, could be one of the first meetings, maybe one of the last, who knows. But dope nonetheless that we're gonna get to fight all three of the different classes. And it does look like each of the different subclasses are going to be strictly tied to these three enemy types. I don't think I've seen a knight wielding a different subclass, but I could totally be wrong on that. You know what, I'm not even gonna say that for certain. Don't take my word on that. But if you go back in the other trailers and you do see maybe a knight or maybe the acolyte or the wizard wielding any of the other subclasses, definitely let me know. Yeah, so we see Savathun in the back winding up her Nova Bomb, and she's about to throw it at us. I think that is so cool that we're seeing a Hive God use these light abilities that we've had for all these years. I think that's pretty sick. I'm just really looking forward to how difficult and challenging this campaign is possibly going to be, because I'm all for the story and everything like that. I love the lore and the story of Destiny, but I'm really looking forward to a more challenging campaign, something that, you know, takes a little bit longer, that's, you know, I want it to be an experience that's memorable, something that you can feel as you're playing, you know? If the campaign really nails the experiences and the moments that'll have us talking for a while, I think that'll be a successful campaign. And it does look like Bungie's heading in that direction. So I'm pretty excited to definitely jump into this campaign for sure, see what they got in store. So yeah, as we come to a close of this frame by frame breakdown, for anybody who actually wanted a close up of what Savathun looks like, here you go, grab your screenshots. She's definitely one of the cooler designed enemies inside of Destiny 2. I gotta say, I really like the detail that they went with on her character design. It shows that a lot of care and time went into crafting and building up this character, especially when you think about when we first learned of Savathun. That's why honestly, to this day, I still say Taken King is definitely my favorite DLC to this point, just because it had so much staying power, and everything that we got in Taken King still affects us to this day. Everything that we had with Oryx, learning about Savathun and the other Hive Gods, and everything that we learned going forward in all the other content about the Hive Gods, Savathun, everything has led up to this moment where we finally get to see Savathun, and we finally get to face her and learn whatever truths or lies that she's been holding over our heads all this time. So yeah, that's gonna do it for our Witch Queen trailer breakdown. If you guys enjoyed that, definitely be sure to drop a like on this video, be sure to share it, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We're getting ready for Witch Queen dropping on February 22nd. We're definitely going to be streaming it, making some videos about it. So if you don't want to miss those, be sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell. I appreciate you guys watching. Drop any comments, theories that you have down below. Please don't post any spoilers, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.